This is your sign to design your very own sticky note holders, whether you're a small business owner wanting to create your own designs for your products or a crafter. This beginner-friendly tutorial is perfect for anybody, and all you need is Tinkercad. Tinkercad is online, you do not have to download anything, and we are using everything within Tinkercad, so you don't need any additional files or tools. When you open a new project in Tinkercad, it is defaulted to be in millimeters, and I changed mine to inches. You can keep yours in millimeters, but just know that the measurements that you see on the screen are in inches. We are starting with a cube or a block, whatever you want to call it, and we are making all of these sides 3.35 inches. Sticky note cubes are 3 by 3 and have a height of 2.5, and we want it to go around it, not exactly 3 by 3 because it will just get stuck on top. For your height, you can make it as tall or as short as you want. I usually put 1.77 inches, but you can make it smaller if you like. I know some people have sticky note holders that are really small at the bottom. This cube that we made will actually be used to cut a hole within another cube, so that's kind of like a reference that we're using. The second cube that I have will be the actual sticky note holder, so the first one is what will be used to cut a hole inside of this shape. Hopefully that makes sense. For this, I'm giving it a height of 1.77 inches if you want to follow along, but again, you can make it as tall or as short as you want. Then select the first box we made, click hole, drag it over to your object, click this align button at the top. These little dots will show up and it helps you center it, saves you a lot of time. You can kind of see how it's coming together. It looks like there's a border around a square instead of a solid square. Also, adjust the height of your hole. You don't want it to go directly through because you need a platform for these sticky notes to sit on. Don't forget to group them together to actually see the cut within. You should have something that looks like this. This part is completely optional, but you can also change the color of your model if you want to see how it looks in a specific color before you actually print it out. They also have a setting for custom colors where you can choose off of a color wheel and make it lighter or darker or more saturated. We are almost done. Now we have to make a little opening on the side that allows us to lift the sticky note. Keep in mind that if your sticky note tray is shorter, you don't need a hole as big. We're going to use this cylinder right here and you place it on one of the walls. You can make it as wide or as tall as you'd like. It's really your preference. Just remember that the hole needs to go through the wall. It can't just lay on the top because when you go to group it, it'll cut a little layer off from the side wall instead of cut straight through. So again, just make sure that your cylinder is tall enough or long enough so that it cuts through only one of the walls. You can have it cut through both the walls if you want, but for the one I'm doing today, I'm just going to cut through only one. This is how it looked. To show you how it would look with the sticky note inside of the holder, I made a little mock-up that uses the exact dimensions of a sticky note cube. Now, of course, you don't have to make something as simple as this, but if you're a beginner and you're just learning how to design, this is perfect as practice because you can then use those skills to create something more complex and detailed. And if you're still watching up to this point, you're in luck because I have a second tutorial within this tutorial and I'm going to show you how to make this super cute bare tray sticky note holder. This one is shorter than the other one to kind of show you what I mean by the different heights of the sticky note holders. We're starting off with a solid circle. We're going to make it as wide and as big as we want. We can also use the holder that we used in our first project as a reference to see how big we need the bare head to be. By doing this, we allow ourselves to have enough space for the negative space within the bare head. For our ears, we are using this half circle shape, and once you place it onto your canvas, you want to rotate it 90 degrees back so that it is laying on its back face instead of the face that is on the bottom. Enlarge the ear to be as big as you want. If you want to keep the same ratios, hold your shift button down while you drag one of the corners and it should lock the ratios in place. Once you're happy with the size of the ear, you want to go ahead and duplicate that by hitting Control D, or you can copy and paste it. Then you want to flip it around to mirror it vertically. You can find the mirror button at the top toolbar where we found the group button. I duplicated the big circle and I moved it to the other side by holding shift. If you hold shift and drag it wherever you want, it'll lock that direction. And I made the first circle a hole so that it cuts a hole within the little 2 circles that we made, and it made these cute little arch ears. I grouped them together. Please don't forget to group your different objects together. If you're making any kind of project, it needs to be grouped. The final step for our project is to create the hole that the sticky notes sit in. So you want to make it the same measurements we did for the first one, 3.35 inches by 3.35, and then add the hole on the side wall if you want. That's optional. If you're making this one shorter than the other one, you probably don't need it. Just play around with the measurements until you're happy with it and you are all done. I also have a bunch of other beginner-friendly 3D projects for your small business or crafting projects, so be sure to check those out. If you have a specific project you want to learn how to do or make, but it's not on my channel, feel free to comment down below what it is, and I will try my best to make the tutorials for you because I'm trying to help everybody out. I also have some ready-to-use files on my website if you want to grab them for your small business. They're all designed by me, so you don't have to worry about any licensing issues. You can use them commercially, you just have to purchase them through my website. The link to my shop will be in the description box below. I have 2 different shops. One of them can be for your small business graphics or content templates, and the other one is mainly for printing or UV-DCF or DTF printing, things of that nature. You are more than welcome to check it out, and I'd love to see all of your creations using my designs. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to me. If you're new here, be sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my tutorials and small business and content creation tips. And I cannot wait to see you in my next video.